That's gooey ballyhooly Hollywood, where any office boy or young mechanic can be a panic with just a good-looking pan.
And any shop girl can be a top girl if she pleases the tired businessman.
Hooray for Hollywood!
Hello, Hollywood! And welcome to this morning's Walk of Fame ceremony. A special shout out to our fans watching the live video stream courtesy of our media partner, Variety. I'm LaRon Gubler, the retired president CEO of the Chamber, which is presenting this ceremony. Now today, we dedicate the 2,664th star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame to a man who is one of the most popular chefs around. In fact, he is only the third chef to get a star on our famous Walk of Fame. Today we honor Guy Fieri. So let me tell you just a little bit about our honoree, and feel free to cheer for anything you want. That's good. Good practice. Guy Fieri, chef, restaurateur, New York Times best-selling author, Emmy Award-winning television host and executive producer. All of those characteristics are of a man who grew up in the Northern California community of Ferndale. He began his love affair with food at the age of 10, selling soft pretzels from a three-wheeled bicycle cart he built, which his father called the Awesome Pretzel Cart. After selling pretzels and washing dishes for 6 years, Guy earned enough money to pursue his dream of studying abroad as an exchange student in Chantilly, France. There he gained a profound appreciation for international cuisine that further strengthened his passion for food. He returned to the U.S. and graduated from the University of Nevada, Las Vegas. Somebody must be here from there. All right. With a degree in hospitality management. Soon after graduation, he went to work for several restaurants right here in Southern California before opening his first restaurant up in Santa Rosa. In 2006, Guy burst onto the national scene when he won the next Food Network Star competition. And since that time, Guy has created a thriving culinary empire as the host and producer of top-rated TV shows, including the long-running, 5-time Emmy-nominated Diners, Drive-Ins, and Dives. The show airs on the Food Network Fridays at 9 p.m. His show, Guy's Grocery Games, airs Wednesdays at 9 p.m. Now, Guy earned a Daytime Emmy and a nomination for Outstanding Culinary Host for Guy's Ranch Kitchen. And other shows have included Guy's Big Bite, Ultimate Recipe Showdown, The Best Thing I Ever Ate, and many more. A prolific chef, he has opened over 63 restaurants around the world and at sea, from the Las Vegas Strip to the Atlantic City Boardwalk, from South Africa to Dubai. And he's also authored 6 best-selling cookbooks. In 2013, Guy fulfilled a personal passion with the launch of the Hunt and Ride Winery in Sonoma County, and that is named for his 2 sons, Hunter and Ryder, who are here with us. He continues to support numerous charities, including his own Cooking with Kids, the Make-A-Wish Foundation, and Best Buddies International. He recently donated his time and efforts to cooking for the first responders and displaced residents of the recent California fires. How about that? So now, please help me welcome to the stage our honoree, Guy Fieri. X marks the spot.
I feel like I'm at the principal's office.
You are. Okay. Well, before we get to hear from Guy, we have a couple of special guests who've asked to say a few words about him. Our first speaker today is Chief Lifestyle Brands Officer at Discovery, where she oversees the management of Food Network, HGTV, TLC, and too many more to mention. She previously served as president of the 6 Scripps Networks, and prior to becoming a network executive, she spent 12 years as a CBS network news producer, traveling the world to cover breaking news and events. Please welcome Kathleen Finch to the stage.
Well, it is just so incredibly exciting. No, you can't read. It is such an honor to be here to say a few words about my dear friend, everybody's friend, Guy Fieri, and to celebrate this incredibly exciting occasion of getting a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. Now, as you heard, Guy's first star came when he won Food Network Star, which is our annual competition to find celebrity chef. And not a day has gone by that all of us at Food Network are not so incredibly grateful for the day that you won and all that has happened since then. You now have gone on to host multiple series. You have restaurants all over the world, cookbooks, culinary products, and my favorite thing, you have many fans who love to dress up like you on Halloween. We probably have a few out there today. But even with all that success, he is still one of the nicest and most generous people I have ever known. He always takes time to sign autographs and take pictures. And my favorite thing to do with Guy is walk into a restaurant, because when he walks into a restaurant, the staffs go crazy. He is their culinary rock star, and he will spend as much time with the busboys as he will with the head chef. He loves to support the next generation of food stars on camera and behind the scenes, including through all of his incredible charities like Cooking with Kids. He's always thinking about how he can make a difference, whether it's changing lives by showcasing an unknown restaurant on one of his shows. And trust me, being featured on diners, drive-ins, and dives is a game changer for these small business owners, and I know that we have some here today. Or when Guy is saving lives, like as you heard, when he drops everything that he's doing to set up triage kitchens to feed the firefighters. All he does without any fanfare. I have asked him before, can we publicize this? And he says, no, I don't want anything to get in the way of feeding the firefighters. Guy is a unique talent, an incredible chef, and just a terrific person. And all of us at Food Network love having the mayor of Flavortown as part of our family. And we are so proud to share this day with your family, with Lori and Hunter and Ryder and the entire Fieri family. We love you, Guy.
Well done. Well done.
Thank you, Kathleen Finch. Well, at 22, our next speaker is the eldest son of Guy Fieri's 2 boys. He was at one time considering a career in supercross racing, but has since shifted directions, looking to carve out a lane of his own within the family business. He is currently pursuing a Bachelor of Science in Hospitality Management at UNLV, following in his dad's footsteps. And he's excited by what the future has to offer. Please welcome Hunter Fieri and Ryder as well.
You can't cover your ears. Well, thank you for everyone for being here to celebrate with my dad and our family. This is truly amazing. Thank you to the Hollywood Chamber of Commerce for keeping this awesome tradition alive. Dad, when I was a kid and I saw you on the next Food Network Star, I was completely blown away by the fact that you were actually on TV. While it didn't change my perception of you as a father, I knew our family was going to change positively. But I never imagined it would come to this point. When I first found out that you were winning a star, that you were receiving a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame, I was in disbelief. Not like I thought you were lying, it was just more like I couldn't believe it was happening. This is something that big movie stars get, not my dad. To Ryder and me, you're dad, so you can imagine how we feel about this moment where your name will forever sit with the legends of Hollywood. You always told me throughout my childhood, if it were easy, everyone would do it. And you couldn't have been more right. How you've managed to work nonstop, build your empire, take care of your family and friends, and still find time to be an amazing father is truly inspiring. People always ask me, how does he do it? How does he manage work and family time? What's it like having the mayor of Flavortown as a father? Is he the same person at home as he is on TV? It's quite simple. He puts his family first. He makes sure we are never hungry. He never gives up on the work that needs to be done.
We're never hungry.
Never hungry. And yes, what you see is what you get. I believe that's why you're so good at what you do. Because he never changed. He's always been that wild, energetic, and creative rebel ever since his early Ferndale days. Dad, the respect, integrity, and dedication and love you have shown to all of us makes me look up to you in awe. It's truly amazing how this has all transpired. Like your buddy Drake would say, you started from the bottom and now you're here. This star is much more than an impressive souvenir from what a lot of people would think would be the best job in the world, but it's also a recognition of your creativity, innovation, and passion for the culinary and television industries. You've left your mark, and now it's forever on the boulevard for people to see. Truthfully, we all know this is just the beginning of great things that you're going to do, but really it doesn't much matter to me and Ryder and Mom and Mimi and Jamps, because you're already our dad, husband, son, and hero. You're my best friend, you're my mentor, and my idol, and I cannot be more proud of you. Thank you for always being you and for being the only star we ever need to meet. We love you, Dad. Congratulations.
All right. Hard to top that. We have a few VIPs here who I'd like to acknowledge at this time. So if you'd wave to the crowd as I introduce you. We have two celebrated chefs and judges on Food Network's Chopped series. They include Scott Conant and Mark Murphy. Please wave to the crowd back there. We also have with us Artie Sequeira, who is a fellow Food Network star winner, I believe in the 6th season, back there. And Justin Warner, who was a fellow Food Network star winner in the 8th season. Welcome. We're delighted to have you with us. Well, it's time for our last speaker, and so I'd have to say last but not least, this Texas native is one of Hollywood's leading men. His career was launched with his performance in the cult classic Dazed and Confused. Since then, he has appeared in over 40 feature films that have grossed over $1 billion. Please welcome Oscar winner and Walk of Famer Matthew McConaughey to the stage.
How we doing? All right. When I'm around Guy and I say that, it makes me feel like an 81 Z28. And there is one of those. We have been in one of those. So 15 or so, I don't know, years ago, I was living in an Airstream, traveling across America. Yeah, almost a cheer there for our country. I lived on the road, and I came across this show, Diners, Drive-Ins, and Dives, and it quickly became my favorite show. It was a show that when I would pull into a trailer park, I'd always say, listen, do you have an open southern sky? I need a spot with an open southern sky. They said, why? I said, because my satellite dish finds the satellite through in the southern sky, and it's the only way I can tune in, get my cable TV, and see Triple D. Quickly became my favorite show. One day on the road, I get the number of the host, Guy Fieri, and I call him up, and I said, listen, hey, Matthew McConaughey. He goes, yeah, man, I know you. I said, listen, I'm going to be in Spokane, Washington tomorrow night. I'm headed that way. Where should I eat? Oh, I got you, he says. Gives me a place, a must eat restaurant. I go to it. It was always Tops. So what I started doing is I said, this is kind of working out. I've got a mobile concierge for where to go eat. And I started sharing with the guy all of my road maps of where I was going to be traveling over the next week or the next 2 weeks. And he would map out the must-go-to restaurants along the way as I drove through the highways of America. And I got to say thank you, because the Subway sandwiches, although I liked them, they were getting a bit old, man. But I quit eating those and started finding great little restaurants, diners, drive-ins, and dives in America. One day, I got back to Los Angeles, where I actually was renting an actual home with an address, and got a hold of a guy and invited him over to the house. And this is when I met more than the guy who was on my favorite TV show. This is when I met a conscientious Guy Fieri. A Guy Fieri who cared about family, who cared about faith. This is when I met a guy who I could tell right away would out-hustle a lot of people maybe with equal talent, outwork them. This is when I met a guy who was not a food snob. And I want to give an applause to that, because that can happen. Thank you for that. This is a guy I met who was curious. He was also dealing with some newfound fame and wanted to talk about how best to navigate it. We cooked a lot of food, we ate a lot of food, we drank a lot of spirits. We talked about life, and we talked about being authentic to who you are. And that's the night that I met you, Guy Fieri. Guy came into this business when food, being on TV, wasn't really a business at all. It was a time when food was going from just being a meal on our plates to being entertainment and must-watch TV. Yet as he moved up in the ranks, he did just that. He always remained exactly who he was. He didn't have to play a part. He was the character. From his days as a contestant on the Food Network star through his major success with over 13 network shows and multiple Emmy nominations, you really haven't changed who you are. Authenticity. We talked about it the first night we met. And in a business where you can be anyone you want to be, you've been you the whole time. And it ain't easy. Congratulations, and congratulations on getting your star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame, brother.
Thank you, Matthew McConaughey. So, Guy, the Hollywood Chamber of Commerce administers the Hollywood Walk of Fame on behalf of the city of Los Angeles. And they have passed a special resolution in your honor today that I've been asked to present to you. So you see this beautiful resolution. Here it talks about all of your achievements. It's signed by the president of the city council, even the mayor, Mayor Garcetti. And I've been told if you put this in your car window, you might not get a parking ticket, but I can't vouch for that. So on behalf of the city of Los Angeles, it's my pleasure to present you with this city resolution. So, Guy, it's finally your turn to speak. But let me just say, by way of final introduction, that we are very pleased to name this Guy Fieri Day in Hollywood.
Thank you, sir.
Will you take that?
Well, all right. It's my favorite thing. I say it all the time, and I'm not even trying to be funny about it. First, let me say, Hollywood Chamber, I don't know what was going on in that evaluation committee that day, but somebody was having a great day, and my buddy Joe, I got to thank all of you for making this happen. You are an amazing group of people. Thank you. And Anna Martinez, standing right there, the glue, the one that really makes it happen. I think you probably come out here and put the star in the ground yourself and grind it off in the morning and do the whole deal. I know you do. So please, for the lady that made this really all happen, Anna Martinez, please. You know, to say that this is an honor and a highlight of my career would be a gross understatement. This is, I don't know. I was on a plane to Miami. I ended up on the moon. This I didn't see coming. I thought I had it going. I thought I'd figured it all out. And I will tell you what, I'm pretty blown away. I couldn't even, Ryder asked me the other day on the way to school, did you ever dream of this? I said, man, this wasn't even in the dream world. So when it gets to this level, I got to tell you, there's a lot of special people making it happen. So thank you. Thank you all very much. All three of you, thank you. When I give out the thank yous, the first two people that get it are my mom and dad. All right? Those are the first two. Penny and Jim right here. The redhead over there, the redheaded wonder. My mom and dad, and then just right there, close second, just because they were first, is my wife Lori, my sons Hunter and Ryder. Without question, this is why it's happening. My nephew Jules, my sister Morgan, my father-in-law Bob, my brother Johnny Wise, we miss you. So, we also have the Knuckle Sandwich crew. Where are you? Oh, you guys are at the bar. Okay. The William Morris Endeavor Gang, the Brooks Media Group, and of course, I get to play for the best team in television. Give it up for the Food Network. Ladies and gentlemen, I've had a wild ride. I really have. My parents always encouraged me to think outside the box and do whatever I want to do and be whatever I want to be. So all of this you can blame them for. But they told me work hard, have direction, have vision, love what you do, and surround yourself with great people. That's what this is really about to me, is all the great people I've surrounded myself with. I call them my angels, my advisors, my mentors, and my coaches. That's really what's happened. I mean, that's a lot of people that all participated and helped channel and direct this wild child, as Hunter called it. Now, as a child, I was a little bit of a handful, and I know that's hard to imagine. Stop imagining. I know about some of my behavior when I was a kid, and I wasn't allowed to go to certain kids' houses and go to the movies with people, and people thought I might end up on the streets. Well, not this street, but I grew up in a great little town called Ferndale, where I had a ton of mentors and advisors and angels and supporters. I had this little pretzel cart, as we were talking about, the awesome pretzel cart, and I had some fantastic teachers that found me at a very young age and said, this kid's got a little bit more than C's and D's. This kid can actually make it, and that's Fran Moriarty and Charlie Davidson. Great mentors. I skipped out of high school when I was a sophomore, when I was a junior actually. Went to France as an exchange student, not really through a program, just kind of like bailed town and went to France. My parents were cool with it. I don't know, hippies. Came back, never finished high school, but actually got my GED before you start writing about that. When I got my GED, I took off. I went to Sacramento, had a great guy, great mentor again in the restaurant business, a guy named Fernando De La Rosa, super supporter. And I got myself to UNLV. I'm a running rebel, baby. And an ATO brother. Had a great time there. And again, some fantastic supporters. They're showing up right now. Hold, please. It's actually the Flavortown Police. Back to the regular scheduled program. So I'm in Vegas, and again I'm having a little bit of that wild child thing going on. Unfortunately, I had these two advisors, or maybe they're angels. I don't know what but two great guys that really helped me out, Vince Eade and John Stefanelli. And so I got out of college. And I came here to Los Angeles, the greater Los Angeles area, and started doing restaurants. And again, someone had to kind of, now I know it all because I've graduated, first time. But I graduated, so I know it all. So, of course, I get a guy named Tom Caron that has to kind of wrangle me and kind of keep me in direction. And he handles me for a few years. Then he passes me off to this dude named Robert Kissinger. And I used to drive up and down these streets. We had restaurants here in the area. And I used to drive up and down. Even then, I never thought, man, I'll get on this star one day. But that's what it's really been. It's really been a lot of people. It's been an amazing group of family and friends. Crazy family, crazy friends. What is it? Crazy friends, crazy you get the general idea. So I took off from here after doing restaurants, went up to Sonoma County, a wonderful place to live, and again, a bunch of mentors and advisors and angels and supporters, and opened up a funky little restaurant company called Johnny Garlic's. You guys, 6 of you have been there. That's great. But I did Johnny Garlic's, and I did it with an amazing group of people. And those people I really think that was kind of the pinnacle. My career was at its point. I was 35 years old, an amazing family. All I wanted to be was a great dad, a great husband, a great friend, and a great chef. And at 35 years old, folks, it was over. I did it. I was graduated. I was finally with some direction. Until one day, 2 buddies, again, these mentors, angels, advisors, these 2 might have been the devils. A guy named Mustard and a guy named Rob came and said, there is a show on the Food Network called The Next Food Network Star, and you got to do it. And I said, man, I don't watch any TV, especially food TV, because I'm cooking it all day long. I don't need to come home and watch about it. I said, no, you got to enter this. So I entered the show. For sure I was going to get beat. I showed up in flip-flops and a leather jacket, and everybody was all buttoned up in their chef coats. I'm like, oh, man, this guy Nate Lyon's going to crush me. Fortunately, because the selection committee of Bob Tushman, Bobby Flay, and Susie Fogelson were having a good day, and they voted me in to win the show. That's where you clap for them. But that's where I picked up a whole team. I mean, I got like a cavalcade. I got an army of supporters with Kathleen and Courtney and Allison and Brooke. That's where I met the great Mark Disson, one of my favorite producers, Brian Lando, Karen Grinthal, and Danielle, Lauren, but one person in particular that had to go to all the painstaking work to make this happen. I know they're going to bring the hook out and get me off the stage any minute. But I have to say thanks to Erica. Erica, you are my rock star. Where is she? Oh, she already left. And I also got to meet a great mentor, a guy that, kind of when I called Matthew and I first talked, and he gave me so much great advice. Before I had a chance to meet Matthew, I met the great Mark Summers, who took a lot of time, answered a lot of phone calls. A lot of phone calls telling me what was going to come and how to stay genuine, be who you are. He says, if you ever change, this is not going to continue on with the trajectory. And it's the same thing Matthew gave me. Same great advice. I got to hook up with the William Morris Endeavor team. And I have, by the way, ladies and gentlemen, I know Matthew will argue it. Any of the celebrities here will argue it. But I have the 2 best agents in the business, Jason Hodis and Jeff Google. So up to this point, I'd always been going with this idea of being lucky. I got a big horseshoe tattoo under my arm. I thought, man, I'm lucky. And I would talk about being lucky and talk about being lucky. And one day, another mentor, a guy named Jack LeVar, the great late Jack LeVar, said, would you stop with the lucky thing? Because it's not about luck. He says, it's about what your mom and dad taught you early on. It's about hard work. It's about dedication. It's about vision. It's about loving what you do. And it's about surrounding yourself with great people. And he says, you build an army. He says, you have an army of great people and great friends. So where does it get me? Well, now, ladies and gentlemen, I think I got one of the coolest jobs in the world. You guys ever seen Diners, Drive-Ins, and Dives? Guys Grocery Games, Minute to Win It, Guys Ranch Kitchen. I mean, the list goes on and on. I like how you bumped it up to 13, Matthew. I don't know if that's the number, but I'm going to go with it. Got amazing people that I work with. My team that I work with, all the teams on the shows, painstaking, never-ending, amazing people, Citizen Pictures, Match Cut Productions. I mean, I could go on and on with all the people that have done it. Francesco, Lando, Triage. I can't say thanks enough. They're the ones that make me shine on TV and do great edits and keep that camera, that filter, the right one on me. So we got a little knuckle sandwich thing going on. We got 60-some restaurants around the world, and that's headed up by 2 of my favorite people in the world, a guy named Reed Strathern and Chef Anthony Hoi Fong. He's the tall guy, and do not call him my bodyguard. But I also have a great advisory team. Again, back to my mentors, James Burleson, Lori Enix, and of course my buddy, the fantastic Ron Wargo. So, today, thank you. I know I'm way over time. I had this. Didn't I have this better? I had this planned out like 5 minutes. Am I 10 minutes? Yeah, Lori's like, I'm going to call you off stage at 7. I'm only doing this once, so I'm going to hog all the time I want. I really appreciate you being here on a Wednesday. I don't know why we do Wednesday, but it's a good kickoff to the weekend, in my opinion. I'm surrounded by all the people that made this happen. You don't get to meet them. They're standing behind the barricades over there. I got chefs and mentors and coaches and best friends and fraternity brothers, and you name it, they're here. My dentist is here. But most important, the people that are here are the ones that have really made this, and this is, I've saved the best for last, is I really want to say thank you to the residents of Flavortown. This ridiculous one-liner that I came up with on a Triple D show, Chico, I don't know how many years ago it was, 10 years ago. These folks, did I just lose some pages? These folks, he's on a roll now, folks. These people have been so instrumental. You want to talk about love, support, dedication. I mean, I'm getting it from go to this restaurant location to, come do this charity gig to we love what you do. Here's some inspiration to keep doing what you do. Those are the folks that have really kept this going. So here's what I want to ask you to do. Everybody that's here, please recognize that in some way, shape, or form, you had a part in this star happening. For the good or for the bad, now for the good. Be it you're my mentor, be it you're my angel, be it you're my supporter, be it my friend, my family member, whatever it is, that's our star. Okay? So I want you to, no, seriously, that's our star. I want you to come visit it. I want you to take your pictures with it. I want you to hang out with your fans and talk about it. I don't want you to share our personal stories, please. I don't need any of that out there. But I want you to come and visit our star. And I want to tell you one last thing. I want to thank you for just taking one day and letting Hollywood become Flavortown.
Let's unveil that star. Come on down, guys. Please join us at the star.
You want them off? Yes. I always wear them. Huh? Okay, we'll do both.
Are we ready?
Ready, Ryder?
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, we proudly welcome to the Hollywood Walk of Fame, Guy Fieri. Look at that.
Just, I stand on it? Yeah. Yours? Come here, you guys stand with me. Ready? Yeah, we're going to do it together. Count of three. Ready? Is it 1, 2, and on 3? Or 1, 2, 3? Are you on there? You stepping on that thing yet?
And top.
Guys, you all right? That's good looking good. Guys, you all right?
And can we have everyone in the center, please? Thank you. Forget your personal space. Bring it closer together. There it is. Yes. Well done, everybody. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, all right?
Here, Flavortown.
And straight ahead for me.
No, there's more clouds coming.
Yeah.
Guy and Matt. Guy and Matt.
Hey, guys.
No, Guy.
Guy does not know.
That is the first.
Guys, if you descend here, please.
Making out.
Straight ahead, gentlemen.
And gentlemen in the middle here, please.
Triple D! 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 Triple D!
I would have worn red shoes if I knew red shoes.
Stand on it, stand on it.
Stand on the store.
Yes, sir. Let's look straight ahead here. Look in center, buddy. Look in center, please. Look in center, center, center. There we go.
Okay, guys. Thank you. Now, family. Everybody look to the center, please.
And hide the gun for a second, boys. Forward.
Come on the star. Stand on it. Stand on it.
Come right up, come right up, come right up, come right up, come right up. There we go.
Yeah.
What? Who's that? What guy? Oh, there you go. Who's that?
Straight ahead, please.
Stand to your right.
In the center. Looking right here to this camera, guys, just for a moment. Wonderful. Thank you very much.
Okay, guys, everybody in the middle, please.
What about flavors now? What about flavors now?
You walk on it.
Everybody look straight ahead. Hey, guys.
Right to center.
Everybody right in the middle, please.
And everyone to your right.
And everybody just dead center right here, everybody. Dad. There we go. Dad right here. This camera. Good. There it is. Thank y'all very much.
All right, so.
And the guy's up. No more black. Oh, God. I had to think of anything I could not to cry about. I had to think of anything I could. On the side. Stand right on it. Stand right on it. Stand right on it. There we go. There we go. There we go.
Straight ahead, please. Straight ahead.
Here, please.
Guys in the middle, please. Anna, would you help me out the flag?
We need him alone now. Yeah, but
A little push to your left, chef. A little push to your left. A little bit more. You, sir. Yes, chef. And then forward, chef. We're gonna land a shadow on your name, chef. Come on forward. Come on forward. There we go.
You think I
Thanks,
can
Chef.
move that easy?
Thank you, Chef. Slowly, Chef. Slowly, Chef. It's all good, Chef. There it is. Finger good.
Guy in the middle.
Big smile, Chef. Big smile.
You're right.
Guy, big smile for a couple. There it is. Selfie style.
Lay on it.
Lay on it. Lay on it. Won't get me off.
Lay on it.
And Chef, look it up, please. There it is. Big smile, Chef. Big smile, big smile. Yes.
Guy in the center here, please. Guy in the center here.
Yeah. Go.
Jump the joy.
Standing, guys.
Yeah. Yes.
Straight ahead, guys.
Guy, to your right.
Looking good. Guys, straight ahead, please.
Guy.
Thank you.
To your right, guys.
Jump. Come on. Good jump.
One more time. Straight ahead, please.
And guy, let's have you do one thing for me, please. Top, your top left corner. So you scoot on around, come forward a little bit, turn the body towards us. There we go. Thanks, Chef. There we go. Thank you, Chef. Thanks, Chef. You're out.
What's up, brother? What's up?
Roll.
Two on one side, two on the other. That way. Come on, guys. We're gonna go around the star, ladies.
Aunties, everybody looking right here this camera just for a couple frames, please. Right here, ma'am. Right here. There we go. One more time, everybody. Thank you. You're the only one shades off left. Put them back on. There we go. We wouldn't recognize you with them on. There we go. There we go. Family vibe. Family vibe is returned. There we go. Wonderful. Thank you, ladies.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
There's 70 more people.
Oh, now we have to.
Oh, God, I tell you, dude, I was doing anything I could to not. Oh, dude,
Now this is.
Here, we'll start there, and we'll go slowly that way. Just be in the middle by now.
Meet me in the middle, everybody. Meet me in the middle, right here. A couple frames. Thank you guys very much. Continue to your right, please. Oh my God.
Boy, that was a great start. Oh, wow.
Good work, people. Good work. Good work, people.
Thank you, brother. I go up there.
There it is, brother. Oh, I know.
Get it, Bob. Get it, Bob.
Somebody wake up, Bob. Bob, wake up.
I got something for you.
This is medication.
Vision lights.
Gents, even if you wore a tie today, let's have it right in here, boys. Gentlemen, thank you all very much indeed. The sun was down. here to the center, please. There we go. Good. Very well done. Thank you very much. Richard White. Huh? No, that's all good. Here we go, boys, right here. Yes, there it is. Well done, Chef. Thank you. That one's for the book, Richard.
Is anybody doing
Thank you. I'm going